All right, everyone, welcome to today's lesson. We are going to talk about media and a specific type of media that is making a comeback. All right, so let's first brainstorm just some vocabulary. I like to do this first because we get a mental picture and we start making associations, right, with media. Now, there's a lot of different kind of media and a lot of words that are connected. It doesn't have to be connected to the lesson today. It could be any type of media, any word, any idea that's connected to media. So Emily, give us a word.
Social media.
Social. Okay, yeah, very modern, very modern. That's good. And Iris?
Digital media.
Digital. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, digital. Good, good, good. Digital media. Right, so you can even do this. So maybe social media, right, is connected to, it's like an offshoot of digital, but it's good. This is a good one. Okay, and Anna? Oh, let's see, Anna, I think you're on.
I know, but I have no idea because that's why I'm silent.
Oh, no problem. Think about, before the internet, how did people get the news? How did, what did people have at home with the remote?
Newspapers, so print media.
Yeah, print media. Yeah, print media. Right, and newspapers. It's also connected. Very good. Emily, another one.
Maybe advertising media.
All right. Yeah. So advertising. So adverts, advertisements, advertising. Right. That's part of media. All right. So that's a good one. Good one. Iris, another one.
Say mass media. Mass media.
Mass media. Yes. Right. So mass media. Right. Very, very good word. So you have media for everyone. That's mass media. Okay. And Anna, another one. Think about it. Home.
And some local media.
Local, yeah, why not? Right, local media. You also have TV, of course, radio. Right, before social media, that was the media. Now people think media, oh yeah, Facebook, Instagram. But before that, it was TV. Right.
Now it's also popular like streaming media as Netflix, for example.
Right. Right. So streaming, right? So instead of right. Now we have podcasts, but how did people get their, if they wanted to listen to something interesting, how did they listen to it before?
Radio, and now it's podcasts.
Right, radio. So that's media as well. Now it's podcasts, which is a type of radio, but right, it's kind of a digital, right? Mass media. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. And then, of course, we have like CDs, cassettes, all of those. Okay, fantastic. So this is a good start because you start getting some ideas here. Okay, good. So here, what we're going to do first is going to look at these, and then we'll do the speaking part. But first, we're going to do the definitions here together. So let's see, we talked about this, right? Brainstorming more examples. We have physical media. Iris, can you read the definition of physical media?
Me, physical media, it's a physical material used to store information. Example, a music CD.
Good, good, yeah. So that's physical media. Do you know any other physical media? So music CD is one. Emily, can you give us another?
Physical media, cassettes, as you mentioned before.
That's good.
It was very popular.
Cassettes, very good. Anna, another type of physical media where we can store information? You have CDs, cassettes,
Vinyl.
Flash disk.
disc, yeah. Okay, disc. Mini disc, maybe, or
Mini disc.
mini disc. Iris, you said something?
Yes, vinyl.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a very good one. Right, a few decades ago. Okay.
Data bank.
Ooh, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, data bank or like an external hard drive, you could say. Good. Okay, fantastic. So the important thing here is just to understand this idea of physical media, right? So a lot of now when we store information, right, where do we store information in the modern age?
Dropbox.
Emily, you said something?
Dropbox, for example.
Dropbox, right, in the cloud. Very good. Anna, I heard you saying something.
On clouds.
Cloud storage. Good. Okay, so here we are going to first look at these words that are in bold. We're going to read these and we're going to try to match it to the definition. Okay, so we'll do this together and then we will do a speaking part where you will describe if it's an advantage or a disadvantage. Actually, maybe we can do this in pairs. Let's do it in pairs so like that we can get some more practice. Okay, so this is what we will do. You'll read these one and one. Okay, then try to find out what is the definition. So these are the definitions, right? All the words that are in highlighted are the definitions are here. So you can see, and then say if this sentence is an advantage or a disadvantage. And that's all. And then you can explain why. So like this, you can get a little bit more practice and you can organize your ideas and express yourself. So let's do this in pairs. So join your partner. Hi, Iris.
Hi.
Hi. All right, Iris. So let's work on this together.
Oh, excellent.
Great. So Iris, tell me, maybe you can read the sentence and then tell me what the word in bold means.
You tend to treasure your possessions more if you own physical copies or films or music albums. To treasure is to display.
Okay, so let's see. This one from the list right here. I treasure my possessions, right?
Take great care of something you own.
Good.
This is it, like a treasure.
Exactly. You take great care of it. So is this an advantage or disadvantage of physical media?
I find it an advantage because you usually treasure and possess something you love, something you like very much. Like my husband love Gladiator, the first one.
Really?
Okay, and
I love
bought
that movie.
Yeah. For me, the same with some films, because in that way, not even the quality of the sound and the image is better, but you have the guarantee to have access all the time to the film you like.
Right.
And because there is a danger that the streaming society, streaming company can change some titles, some ideas in that film, or they can even ban that film.
Right.
Like recently happened when they put on, I couldn't find the word, they discussed about the Gone with the Wind.
Really? Wow.
Yes, categorizing that film as hating Black people.
Oh, wow.
You
Okay.
know? Yeah. So it's near to be banned.
Really? Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's so remember, not discuss about, but discussed.
Discussed.
Yeah, so know about. So you could say talk.
Yeah, I remember exactly. Know about. Okay,
Right.
discussed that this film is racist.
They discussed. Yes, they
Yeah,
discussed that. Yeah.
but
Yeah, no,
it was
that's definitely,
historical one.
yeah, you never know. You know, they could start censoring it, they could edit it and then take out some things. You see that with books a lot.
Exactly.
And I agree. I also think that sometimes just it's like sense of ownership that you feel proud to have it. It's like a collection.
Yeah.
If you have a subscription, if you watch it on Netflix, it's not yours. You're not proud to have it, you know. You're kind of like borrowing it almost.
For
Okay.
for a while.
For a while.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good. Great. And we can do the next one if you want.
Sure. The next one, it's usually more expensive if you switch back to physical media rather than staying digital. Yes, I agree. Usually, digital films or con continued, okay, digital things could be for free.
Right.
You you could lose some time following some ads, but you could have access for free. And instead, but physical media could be expensive. You need to buy it, but you have the guarantee that a high quality sounds or definition,
Right.
for example.
Good. Fantastic. And what does a switch back to mean? What's the definition?
Coming back, making a coming back to
And-
something.
And from the list,
Okay, switching back to return to something, the last one, to something.
return to something. Good. Good, good. Okay. What about the next one?
You can put vinyl on display in your home and it looks really cool. Yes, I agree. All of us have some vinyls because in our child age we have and we listen to a lot.
Mhm.
And now that could give an air of vintage home or
Right.
vintage
course.
style. Return to classic. The old become new.
Of course. So just remember, not on our child age, but in our childhood.
In our childhood.
Good. Good, good. And put on display, what does it mean?
To expose something, to show to others.
Hmm.
Be proud of this. To have a collection
Okay.
and to want to show to others.
Good. And from the list, what number?
From the list to the second one, have something in a place where other people can see it.
Good. Fantastic. All right. Very good. And one more, Iris.
Yeah. the next one. You must be a proud owner of your vintage video games collection. I bet it's valuable for collectors. It's probably worth a fortune. Actually, I'm curious about this tendency of people to collect things, some special things that they love. I don't
Really?
know. Yeah,
Really? So you're not this way. You don't collect things.
no. In my childhood, I collect a lot of things like stamps.
Right.
Yeah, a lot. And now my kid and my husband love to collect things. Um, you need the space to keep it.
Mm,
You need to use some money to spend some money to buy things. And I don't know if they are really valuable in the eyes of others, if you
right.
can say it. If your passion is the same for others.
It's
Maybe
true.
yes, maybe not.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is a very, everyone kind of does it, they do it consciously or subconsciously. They collect things, right? Maybe it's connected to their sense of identity, right?
Owner.
Or ownership, right? Or maybe even I read that sometimes it's connected to even survival because in the past it was, before consumerism, uh, things, you found something and you have to hold on to it. So and you wanted to, to keep things like in your house to survive or to get value from different things. Oh, this stone is valuable. I'm going to keep it. Right. So it's almost connected to survival.
Yeah.
That's what I would.
Anyway, the topic you choose is very interesting and show us a smart attitude coming from a smart people, uh, trying to switch from that streaming platform to physical things.
Right.
Uh, yeah, it's a good choice,
Right.
I
It's
think.
yeah, yeah. And I've noticed, in the United States, in some of the areas that are very wealthy with a lot of wealthy people, a lot of money, they are uh, collectors. They're starting to, yeah, and they'll find some vinyls that don't exist digitally,
Uh-huh. Okay,
and
before.
they're 50 years old, and they're, from a band that nobody knew. They didn't become famous, but they get to discover it, and sometimes they can even start promoting it if there's, depending on the rights, of course. But a lot of DJs and a lot of people who remix music, they go and they find old vinyls from the 50s, 60s, and 70s that don't exist digitally, that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
And those are real treasures. Those are real treasures. So it's
With
interesting.
actual artists,
Mm,
they see the single quality of copying and remixing things. Yeah, this will be really valuable.
mm,
It's
exactly.
like cash and virtual money.
Of
This
course.
uh, media.
Right, exactly. No, it's a trend. It's a huge trend. And some people say that because it doesn't exist digitally, it's more valuable. Because, I mean, about economics, it's all about, supply, right? Supply and demand, and something that's rare. If something is rare, then it's more valuable,
Correct. Yes.
right? And music that's free that you can hear on these platforms, it's not rare. So it's not
Correct.
valuable, it's cheap, it's free, right? But something that, if only 10 vinyls were created, or if it's like this underground band that, they produced 100 vinyls or 1,000 vinyls, total, then that's valuable. Very good. So Iris, we're going to change. You can jump into the group with Emily. I'll talk a little bit with Anna. Okay. So nice talking to you. And you can continue if you want, maybe with E, F, and G, if you wish.
Yes.
Very good. Hi, Anna. All right, so Anna, you're on mute. All right.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. So
A little
Anna,
bit confused because you just switch.
right, right. But it just makes it easier. It just makes it like that. It's we can we can keep it fresh. So maybe could you tell me about E right here?
CDs wear out quickly because it's easy to scratch them if you don't store them carefully.
Good. And what does wear out mean?
It means use something until it doesn't work properly anymore.
Good. And is this an advantage or disadvantage of physical media that it wears out?
No, it's a disadvantage.
Right. Okay. Good. Can you explain a little bit more why it's a disadvantage?
It's a disadvantage because it happens that the CD you scratch, and even if you try to store them carefully, and if you play the CD all the time, again and again, then it's wearing out too, and it without scratching, it's better and worst.
Right.
Worst and worst.
Of course, yeah, because if it's digitally, nothing can happen to it, right? It's saved.
Yeah, and
Physically.
CDs, when I was a teenager, we borrow with my schoolmates and friends, and if someone has your CDs, it was very often that it returns in a bad condition.
Yes. That made me so angry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no,
we made a lot of copies, so
right. Yeah, that was the same with me. I grew up with CDs. Actually, I grew up with cassettes and CDs.
yeah, I start with cassettes and then CDs. Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was nice, very nice. And for the young people, cassettes is something unbelievable.
Right. But a lot of young people, do you know what faux nostalgia is?
Mm-mm.
Well, do you know what nostalgia is?
Nostalgia, yeah.
And do you know what faux means?
Popa, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So faux means false or fake in French. In French it means. In faux pas also means like not, must not. Something's a faux pas. Faux pas means must not in French. But in this case, faux also means fake or false. So with a lot of young people, teenagers, they have this fake or false nostalgia where they say, oh, the 80s, the 90s were so nice. And you're like, wait, but you were born in 2005. How do you know? But they think, oh, it was better in the 90s. So next one, Anna, F.
If you want to play something instantly, a DVD is not the best choice because you need to have a DVD player and then buy the DVD that you want to play. It's number 6. Start listening to music or watching a film without delay.
Yeah, the delay.
Delay.
Good. Okay. And is it an advantage or a disadvantage?
It's a disadvantage.
Right. Right, of course. Right, because now it is a disadvantage, but at the same time, I think it's also an advantage because it's like more special. You know, if you have the CD and you listen to it, you enjoy it more, right? Because you pay for it and you have to wait to buy it. But if you just press it on your phone, any day, any minute, it's almost like it's less valuable.
Yeah, the last CD player we had in our old car. So since August, I'm without CD player. But it's true that when we were driving with the old car, I had to change CDs very often because there is small memory on this. Not it's not for hours and hours playing. But yeah, it was nice. Now I connect my mobile phone to the car and I play Spotify. It's
Right.
much easier.
It's easier. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It is, I mean, it is nice. It is nice to have so much free music.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I remember when you heard something on the radio in the past and it was a new song, you told everybody, hey, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, you know. And you had to ask people, what's the name of the song? What's the name of the song? Now,
Yeah, and we recorded on cassettes from the radio. We just switch on the recording, and I think somewhere it's a box of old cassettes, and I think if they don't in water, they will play. It will be okay, and
right.
it's a treasure a little bit in these
It's a
days.
treasure. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a treasure. It's true. It's true. It's true.
And in fact, we have a radio in our cottage, and the radio is about 40 years old, and it's still playing.
Wow. Wow. So it was
And there
from
is
the
cassette. You can use cassettes inside.
really
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, my grandparents, they had vinyls,
Hmm.
the black ones that don't exist digitally. Like in the digit, you can't find them on the internet. They were like from these obscure underground bands from the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Hmm.
And like now, my uncle is selling them because my grandparents passed away. He's selling them in like the rich parts of the United States, like San Francisco and like Austin, Texas, and Nashville. And one vinyl of these special ones, it's like $1,000.
Wow.
Because
I believe it. Yeah.
it's so rare, it's unique, it doesn't exist, it's like a treasure, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And the last one, browse. Oh, can you read the sentence? Sorry.
The last one. It takes a long time to browse through shelves in shops to find a DVD you want. And it's look for something in a casual way.
Good. Nice. And what is that? Something positive or something negative?
It's in this sentence, it's negative, but normally, if you browse through properly something, it's positive.
Right. Right. And I don't know, sometimes it was fun for me to go to the music store and find the CD and listen to it. And
Yeah, it was different. Now the teenagers have a mobile phone in a hand and they are online and they don't need something like this.
Right.
It's
Yeah, they don't go to the
It's a lot of
store,
time.
right? But like I remember when I was a teenager, I every Friday I went to the music store and they had these, and you could listen,
Yeah.
and then you listen to it, they're 1 hour, 2 hours, and I would buy my favorite one, you know, and
Mhm.
and it was a nice tradition. Like I went with my friends after school, buy one, listen to it all weekend, in the Discman with a Discman, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. Okay, very good. So let's bring everyone back. Let's bring everyone back here.
Okay.
Hmm.
I just check my daughter. Just a
Okay, no problem. All right. Hi, Emily. Hi, Iris.
Hi, Iris. Iris asked me such a nice question.
Okay.
Could I answer like very quickly?
Of course. Please.
Yes. I also think that right now we don't have like such legendary songs because I mean we don't have those songwriters. I don't know, it's like another era. And maybe we're so frustrated with a lot of things like on social media or just in the world that we don't know how to produce it. Yeah.
That's an interesting point. Very interesting. Okay, great, Emily. And let's see, maybe Iris, can you mention something interesting from one of your conversations?
Something interesting. We matched all the part of the exercise. We agree that was nice to display some old vinyls in the house, in a cupboard, to create a vintage atmosphere. And also
Hello.
organize some parties to listen to these songs.
Right. That's true. That is true. And also the sound of vinyls, it's a very unique sound,
Correct.
right? That's like spatial. So you feel like the band is in the house with you. Right.
Yeah.
I love the sound of vinyls. Okay, great. And Anna, something interesting from one of your conversations?
Uh, both conversation were very nice, and it's you and me. We were grow up with CDs and cassettes, and Emily, she didn't use cassettes. She started CDs, and yeah, it was interesting that everyone has it different, but now we have the same, everything online, everything uh, in a while.
Right. Right. That's very interesting. Great. And Emily, something else.
Oh, such nice conversations. I think that mm, what was interesting? Maybe when we discussed, and Iris told me that if you'd like to browse through shelves in shops, you can find the assistant that I mean that would be able to help you and it'll be a casual way, but I mean if you look for something it won't be like any problems to be able to find it because
Right.
they know where it stays, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's interesting. Very interesting. And I'll share some interesting things. So we talked about this idea. It's like faux nostalgia, which includes faux, which is from French, which means false or fake, and then nostalgia. And so a lot of young people, especially teenagers now, they have this faux nostalgia where they were born in the 2000s, but they they say, oh, the 90s were so great. The 80s were so amazing. And so that was like the nostalgia. Very interesting concept there that is taking place right now. So very good. So let's continue. Let's continue here with our lesson. Okay. So here, okay, we're going to unscramble the word in each bold statement. And then we'll do this together. And then we will talk about it if they're true for us. So then that'll be the conversation part. All right, so let's start with this one. And so maybe Emily, you can start if you want.
I'd love to keep vinyl and CDs at home, but I just don't have the space to put them on display in my small apartment.
Good.
I
Okay.
mean,
Well,
yeah,
we'll discuss them later in the next one. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So right now we're just gonna make sure everyone knows them, and then we will talk about it. So
I was ready to read the way it was written, but then my brain flicked.
Right. Very good. Very good, Emily. And Anna, what about the next one? B.
I'm a proud owner of lots of films, and I can rewatch them anytime without relying on subscription services.
Good. Very good, Anna. And Iris, what about C?
It's great that digital media means we are owning less stuff. I treasure very few possessions, and I see CDs and DVDs and unnecessary junk. I disagree, and I agree with a part of.
Good. Also, yeah, so this one talks about minimalism, right? Which is another common trend. Perfect. Back to Emily.
I'm not a fan of buying physical media. I used to buy CDs, but they're expensive and wear out quickly, so I often have to replace them.
Okay, good. And Anna, E.
I like physical DVDs because they play instantly and you don't need to deal with ads or internet issues.
Ooh, that's a big plus there. Good. And Iris.
The best part of physical media is the possibility of browsing through shelves in a bookshop or record store.
Good. Yeah, we talked a lot about that in our first conversation. Right? It was a nice experience browsing through shelves. Okay, great. Very good, Iris. And Emily, last one.
Switching back to physical media just isn't practical because we all move around so much these days, and we can't own as many physical items.
Good. So in the next conversation, you're going to take turns to say if something is true for you or not. So you don't have to read them again, but you can if you want. You just say, oh, for example, G is true for me because I move around a lot. I'm kind of a minimalist, right? So just owning so many things and having physical media in boxes is not practical. So for me, switching back to physical media wouldn't be practical, right? But I like the idea. And I'm a little bit nostalgic, but it just wouldn't be practical. So here with your partner, so Iris, you can work with Anna here, and I will work with Emily. and let's discuss these. So, Emily, which one do you want to talk about?
Oh, wow. Let me think. Maybe, oh, here it is. Uh, yeah, maybe about the second one. I think like owning films is great because you don't have depend on streaming services.
Mm,
And sometimes like it's normal if they get removed from platforms like some movies they get removed, but I mean it depends how space
how much space?
how much space you need to have, and um yeah, maybe it's not so common, like to have those physical copies, because I mean, maybe 20 years ago it was really hard to find something online. Right now, you probably can find everything that you wish, and
Right.
maybe even like to find it on physical copies, it would be tricky.
Right.
It won't be so easy, right?
Right. It's true. Although the real treasures, and I was telling Anna this, that in Austin is a big music capital
Sure.
of the United States. And there you can find some vinyl stores, and you can find some vinyls there that are very rare. That music doesn't exist on the internet. You can't find it on iTunes, on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on YouTube. And nobody knows this band.
Mm.
It's like a maybe old vinyl, and this band maybe they produced their own album. So there was only 100 copies or 1,000 copies,
Yeah.
and they were unknown. They were famous locally because people think, oh, only the Beatles, only the Rolling Stones. But there were thousands of bands that were very famous in one area, but in other areas, people didn't know them.
Oh, wow.
And so now some DJs and some rich people, they go through, they browse through these stores, these vinyl stores, and they find treasures, and then they remix them and they play them, and people are like, wow, what is this band? And they're like, oh, it's band blah 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 from 60 years ago.
Oh,
they're
wow.
all they're all dead.
Hmm.
But they found their music. So that's something that nobody talks about. That's
Yeah.
something nobody talks about that's very interesting. So Emily, another one that you want to discuss that's true for you.
Maybe maybe D.
Okay.
CDs, I think like even right now they can be expensive, right?
Hmm.
They wear out over time, especially, I mean, if they are scratched,
Right.
then it's a big problem, and it can be frustrating. If you wish to replace it or something, that's why. Yeah.
So you're not a fan of buying physical media.
Yeah.
Okay. And
And
what
you,
I'm not a fan. It sounds nice, but I don't like to I'm a minimalist. I try to buy the least amount of things possible. I buy a lot of experiences. I spend money on lifestyle,
Mhm.
right? I have a lot of digital subscriptions and digital
Sure.
things, but physical, it's I don't like the feeling. I feel heavy when I have a lot of physical things.
Actually, like with me, it's the same.
Right.
I think right now, like we have this era, and we need to be, how to say, in time, in the right time.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Although, some people say that, what would happen for example, if there's a media blackout, in some parts of the world, they don't, some countries or some platforms are banned in some parts of the world. So what if you can't access Netflix? What if you can't access Spotify and all these music platforms? If you have the physical media, you're safe.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? So I like the idea of buying CDs, and I really enjoyed it before. I enjoyed reading the little book that comes with it and the lyrics, right?
Oh, me too. And like vinyl. Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the CDs, and just having all your CDs organized on the shelf, and
Do you like browsing through? Like,
yeah. And I loved going every Friday. I would go to the music store at the mall, and I would listen, because they had stations where you could listen to the albums, and you would listen to it. And I would spend like sometimes an hour, 2 hours listening to the different albums. And then I chose one to buy. And then I would listen to that CD nonstop all weekend. I would memorize all the songs, and I would, and look at
wow, actually, like it reminds me of myself. In my childhood, I listened to some albums and I memorized every word, every note, and even I tried to make it sound like with the same emotions. Yeah.
Right. But the thing is, now a lot of this is lost because music is free. It's cheap. So it's not whatever is cheap is not valuable. Right? That's just basic economics, right? So a lot of people, they listen to a song, oh, it's cool. And then 2 seconds later, they get another song recommended. And sometimes these platforms, they don't let you. I have a rule that I listen to a song, the full song from the beginning to the end. But a lot of people now, especially a lot of teenagers, they listen to the first minute, sometimes 30 seconds, and then next.
Yeah.
So they don't get the full experience.
So true. But I mean, when I really listen to every song, it's for Eurovision Song Contest, because I mean, I like to listen to it and then to wait until I see the show, and it gives another feeling. Do you like it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And like the epic songs. If there's a song that I really, really like, then I will listen to it many times, tens of times.
Do you connect more with the notes or with the lyrics?
I connect both.
Really?
But I would say more it's like the energy of the, right? It's a combination of sometimes the words. Sometimes just one or two words, or a combination of the words, or just sometimes just one note that changes how you feel, that has a different energy. And that's what. All right. Fantastic. Okay, so here, let's read a few sentences here, and then we'll watch the video, which is a very nice video with some good insights here. So let's see what we have. Maybe Iris, can you read the first one?
Yes, in this Sydney record store, DVD players or Blu-ray DVDs are one of the best sellers.
Okay, good. So one of these is right. You try to catch it. Which one is a bestseller? Meaning, which one sells the best, right? The people like to buy. Very good. And Anna, what about B?
Record shops in Sydney have never been busier, seen a small rise in visitors.
Good. This is record shops. That's where you buy the vinyls and the have never been busier, meaning they are super, super busy, or they have seen a small rise in visitors, meaning more visitors are coming, but just a few more visitors, not many more, just a few. And Emily, what about C?
It's mainly young people or all ages who are coming in to buy records.
Good. So who is buying the records? Who is buying the vinyls? Young people or all people, all ages, young and old. And Iris, back to you.
Current artists are releasing physical copies because there is a demand from customers, an opportunity to become more famous.
Okay, so that's an interesting. So current artists, right? The artists that are nowadays alive right now, they are releasing physical copies, but why? Is it because people want them? Customers, there's a demand from customers want them, or is it because it's an opportunity to become more famous, to get more attention? Okay, why are they doing it? And Anna, E.
Listening to vinyl means you typically pay more attention to money for the music.
Good. So what do they say? You pay more money, or pay more attention, right, to the music, right? What does listening to vinyl? Again, vinyl are the big records, the black ones from, you know, the 60s or 70s.
Here, like, why do we say like vinyl instead of like vinyl?
Just English. English is weird. Vinyl, yeah. It's, the thing is, English comes from an island.
I see.
And, and they say, of course, that island people are very different from continental people. Continental people are, they like the rules, they follow everything. I is pronounced E, A is pronounced A. You see it in Europe in every language, but in English, first letter is A, and the Latin I is pronounced I. Right, so that is, I guess that's just the way it is. But yeah, we say vinyl.
Now, if you've got...
So let's check this out. This little report here. Take notes, anything that's interesting, so that we can discuss it.
Now, if you've got a vinyl collection or some old DVDs laying around at home, it might be time to dig them out. The classics are cool again. And yes, it is big business.
Still a lot of fans of physical media. Just the convenience factor alone.
It's rare nowadays for an artist not to release something on record.
It's the great retro revival where everything old is new again.
This is my proud collection.
Tech expert Stephen Fenech is as big a movie fan as they come. Just take a look at his cinema room.
Yeah, I love movies. I collect movies. I am a movie buff.
And his DVD library is second to none, a proud collection he's still adding to, with movie production houses now bringing out 4K and Blu-ray versions of the classics.
A lot of people, I guess, have done away with DVDs like this, but you never will.
I won't know. I really like the look of the collection, and plus they're literally at my fingertips.
So if you thought the DVD was dead, think again.
Certainly we did, but we've got great sales going through.
Chris Lau runs Laser Corporation, where DVD players are one of the best sellers.
We were thinking to exit the category, but the sales just never went down. In fact, they've gone up a little bit.
Now they've got portable players, DVD projectors, and the classic DVD player from as little as $39.
There was this resurgence in the older titles. There's also a huge backlog, which a lot of people have got DVDs in their house.
For music too, the vinyl revival is well and truly alive. The art of listening to your favourite performer on CD or vinyl, music to record store owner Matt Huddy's ears.
The last couple of years have grown quite a lot. We're seeing a lot more younger people coming in.
At Red Eye Records in Sydney CBD, they've never been busier. Matt says it's all ages too that are coming in to buy, and not just the classics, with current artists also releasing albums on vinyl.
They know there's a demand, and so to keep the fans happy, CD, vinyl.
For lovers of vinyl, there's no other choice.
If you have vinyl, you tend to sit down, pay more attention because you know the effort that went into making that record.
I like that there's like all even new songs and new albums are all on vinyl now.
So do you think it's kind of become cool again for people to own records?
There's definitely a cool factor to it, but I think it's past that now. I think it's not so. I mean, it's bigger than a trend now. Like so many people are buying records. It's just a way of life.
Proving there's a lot of life left in your old collections.
Whenever there's a new version of a movie, if I really like it, I'm going to buy it.
And I'll confess, I've still got a VHS player that we use at home, and we can't let go of the past when it comes to the music and movies that we watch. Maybe that is a good thing.
All right, very good. So let's go to our breakout room here. And let's discuss some of these questions. Right, so here we have, I'd like to have two more conversations. So the first one will be only a short one. We will talk about the video, and you can have these questions, what was interesting, and then it'll be these questions. Do you ever go to physical shops to buy films or music? Do you do that? And do you think the return of physical media is just a passing trend, or is it here to stay? Do you think that people will say, oh no, this is, in 2 years people will go back to the digital media, or do you think physical media is here to stay? Right? And share anything that was interesting from the video. So let's change right here and let's join. All right, Iris. So let me ask you this question. Have you been part of this trend of going to stores, buying physical media, or not for you?
Currently, this is not for me, really.
Why not?
Because it's too easy to listen to digital media. I agree, but I used to do this. We used to do this, me and my friends and relatives. We go to the store for buying films and music in a high definition quality.
Wow.
And listen at home, especially rock concerts.
Right.
Metallica and so on, we love a lot.
Right. Yeah, that's good. I love that. I love what's your favorite Metallica song?
First of all, the ballads.
Okay.
I was in love.
Nothing else matters.
Nothing matters, and The Unforgiven.
The Unforgiven.
And all the others, because I learned, I prepared myself to pass the exam to the university, and was about mathematics, and I solved the exercise with Metallica music.
Oh,
was
really?
perfect, a perfect match.
Right. Wow. So it gave you that energy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I attended, I can say, the concerts held by them here in Bucharest.
Wow.
Yeah, as well recently when they are pretty old, but
Right.
for us, it's charming.
Yeah, no, well, I still am, I guess, but I don't have a drum set, but I was a drummer, and Lars Ulrich was, he still is one of the best drummers in history, and I was just his idol
Yeah, they are great, and their music it's close, I think, to classical in that way that they are knowledgeable about the real music notes and yeah, what is real valuable in music.
Right. Yeah, they even had that. I think that in some of the concerts they had an orchestra there.
Ah, yes, correct. There are an orchestra who perform their songs.
Right.
So it's possible because it's a complex composition.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. It's true. And then sometimes they performed with an orchestra there.
Yes, correct. Yeah,
You know, like
together.
and that was so amazing that they were able to do that because it's no heavy or like hard rock, but yet, like you said, very musical, very technical when it comes to the music. Well,
Yes, correct.
that's awesome.
As well.
That's awesome.
Nirvana, okay, Guns and Roses.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it was very special. I think those I was most like in the 90s, like the grunge era, like Nirvana also.
Yes.
Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots, Korn, all these, they were, something, it's almost like it, when you listen to it, you can go back in time.
Yes, it's a flavor.
It's a feeling, Yeah,
Correct.
I love listening to old music, that brings back these memories. So, Iris, do you think this trend, is it here to stay? Or is it just something, it's just a fad that people will go back to digital? It's just
it's difficult for me to judge because here around me, I didn't notice. I would like to be a trend. I really like it, but it's difficult to fight against digital things, really.
Right.
It's so easy to access on YouTube that the quality of the sound and so on, it would be difficult to conquer all the people, to convince them that it's a valuable thing. But as the people and the world seems to wake up in a few areas, maybe here will be the same. We have to wake up to raise the consciousness.
It's true. Yeah, the world is waking up, and also the young people are rebellious. So they always do the opposite. Right. So
for a while and hope so.
So maybe, a lot of these things, young people, they keep surprising us because we're like, oh no, they're always on their phone. But I see some kids at the park, teenagers at the park, and they're, they agree, okay, no phone time. And they all put their phones away for conversation, That's surprising.
Yeah, it's surprising that they found and love valuable things.
Yes.
Old music, I found my son listening French music from 60s.
Right. That's amazing. That's amazing. All righty, let's get ready for our last one. So for our last conversation here, we have two options, right? So here you have to choose one or the other. So it's still digital versus physical, but in different areas. So here, before we talk about movies and music, now we're talking about, for example, storing photos in folders on your phone, laptop, so digital photos. And these are keeping photographs in frames or physical albums. So on the walls, right? Print the photos, right? Ebooks or physical books, games on your phone or card games or board games, right? So here, recipes, cookbook, YouTube cooking tutorials, right? Reading news online, physical newspapers, right? Disposable cameras and Polaroids. That's a big trend right now. People are taking photos that print out automatically. Those are the Polaroids, right? And then the ones that everyone knows, the digital photos that you take on your phone, right? So which one would you choose? So just do one and one. You don't have to do all of them. Just choose the ones that are interesting for you and explain a little bit, right? So we'll try to go for about 5 minutes to finish. All right, so Anna, let's talk about photos. All right, so do you like to print out your photos, family photos, photos of your kids, your holidays?
Every photos I have on clouds, it's true. But I like physical photo albums. And last autumn and winter, or last 6 months, I choose some photos from every year, and I made physical photo albums.
Really? Wow.
And because in fact I don't believe for 100% to digital, to clouds, that everything is safe. So and I like old physical photo albums from my childhood and my grandparents' photo albums, and I think it's nice. And it's it shouldn't be 100 photographs. It's only few from the year, some the best moments maybe.
Right.
And but it's very, you need the time to do it. It's
Yeah. Although, do you know those services where they make a book for you? So you just
yes, but
upload them.
If you want to make a book, you have to choose photographs you want to give inside. So I did also a few photo books, and it was good, but I prefer just to print it.
Right. So print the photograph and then you put them in the plastic.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the classic ones. I like that. It's a nice experience to go.
Yeah, and we have photo albums from Philippines, Sri Lanka, Cuba, and from the past. And it's true. Once I don't list it very often, but I show it to my children, and it's very nice time with them because it's very nice. There are monkeys and the big forest. I don't know how to say it.
Right, the jungle.
Jungle.
Right, it's true, and you're right. It does, stay here longer. I mean, like digital, of course, it's forever on the internet, but it's not guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Right, when it's physical, maybe in 100 years, someone.
But floods or fire, it should be destroyed too. So
That's true. Very good. And what about reading? Do you like reading physical books, or do you like reading digital books or things on the internet?
I used to read the physical books when I was younger, but I don't know, it's 10 years ago I get ebooks and iPod, or not iPod, it was
Kindle.
Kindle.
Yeah.
And I use it a lot. I read maybe about 1 or 2 books a month.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't know. Then but it's still working. It's not so. Last year I've tried to use it again, and it still works. So it's good. And I have about 1,000 books in my computer. The mobile files. It's very small, and you can read it. I enjoy to read the ebooks from my Kindle.
Yeah, no, I have a Kindle too, and I love it.
Yeah, because the light, you don't need a lamp. You just make what is pleasure for your eyes.
Right, and you can just carry it with you.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Not the big book.
Right.
Some,
yeah, and if you want a book, if someone tells you, you can get it in a few minutes.
Yes.
Instead of going to the shop and finding it, maybe they have it, maybe they don't have it. Yeah, no,
yes,
it's true. It's true. It's true. And last one, I want to ask you about playing games. So when do you with your family, with your kids, when you go to the cottage, do you do any physical games or card games that you play or board games?
When I was young, and also when as a young adult, we were playing board and card games with our friends, and some computer games when I was a child. I used to play, but I didn't like it so much, and we had just one play. If you know Warcraft.
Yeah.
So I played Warcraft, and then I stopped it, and we started playing board and card games.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah.
And which ones? Which ones do you play? What board games and what card games do you play?
A lot of different board games. It's I don't know. It's a Czech. I don't know how to. I know Czech names, but how to translate to in English? It's very.
All right. Very good. Very good. So Anna, yeah, so you know the Czech names, but not the English names of the board.
Yeah, but about 15 board games we used to play a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, those are nice. Those are nice. It's nice when you're in the cottage in the mountains with family or with friends, you know, to play cards or play a board game, right? It's different. And it's nice to sometimes step away from the screens, right? But a great lesson, everyone. A few extra, there's one extra activity here that we didn't get to, but other than that, we covered everything. So great lesson.
Oh,
Thank you very much, David.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you
Thank
again.
you.
Bye. Take
Bye
care.
bye. Take care.
Evening.
Bye.
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 Bye. See you.
Evening.
See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.